What is up, guys? For those that are new to the channel, my name is Daniel. Welcome to the Iron Man Dan YouTube channel. Today is the Matador Series episode 3. So, real quick, we're going to go over an overview of my weigh-ins from this week. So, this past week was another deficit week. So, currently, I'm recovering from a parotidectomy surgery. If you guys want to see, so pretty much they made an incision behind my ear. On my neck, I had a mass over here, and they just took it out. So, not too shabby. I'm recovering well. I just can't. This past week, I couldn't lift, and this upcoming week, I'm going to be lifting. But not the same weight, 50% of what I was lifting before. Anyways, but this past week was a deficit. I was able to go to the gym and get some stretching and mobility in, and I was able to do some light walking, averaging like 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So that kept me in a deficit. So this is our overview for the week. So last week I came in at an average of 215 pounds, and this week I came in at an average of 209 pounds. So yeah, that's actually pretty significant now that I look at it, but I'm not complaining. So one of the things I want to highlight this week was I was listening to a podcast interview with Dr. Lane Norton. So if you guys aren't familiar with him, I've mentioned him on my channel before. He is fucking amazing. The information he puts out there on just diet and fitness is amazing. So one of the things he mentioned was we don't have a weight loss problem. We have a weight regain problem. And essentially what he means about that is people don't struggle to lose weight. People will struggle to keep it off. So all these crash diets, like, for the most part, as long as there's a deficit, it will work and people will lose weight. But when you're losing a crazy amount of weight over the course of like a month or 2 months, it's not sustainable. You're throwing off so many systems in your body, and you're eventually going to gain that weight back, and the stats behind it are actually kind of wild. So let me make sure I'm reading this right. So within 1 year, 70% of people that have lost weight will put it back on. Within 2 years, it's 85%, and this is putting on all the weight that they lost. And within 3 years, 85% will put on all the weight that they lost back on. So just to rephrase, within 1 year, it's 75%. Within 2 years, it's 85%. And within 3 years, 95% of people will put on all the weight that they lost originally, which is wild. And then on top of all of that, 1 to 2/3 of all those people will put on more weight than they originally lost. So it's kind of wild. The odds are kind of stacked against you, but I think it's just not having patience and not willing to commit to a lifestyle change as opposed to meeting a goal-based structure, if that makes sense. So pretty much what's especially helped me, and what is a significant factor in why people gain weight over the years is what I like to call the big four. It's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Around this season, people just put on weight, and they use the excuse of the holidays and visiting family, not having time to work out, not having time to diet. But I mean, it's understandable. I mean, I've succumbed to it year after year, and this was the first year. 2022 was the first year where on Halloween I didn't go out. On Thanksgiving I didn't spend it with family. I didn't have turkey, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, all that good stuff. Christmas I didn't celebrate. I just stayed in. I was recovering from surgery, and same thing with New Year's. I slept through it. And looking back, I don't regret it at all. I mean, I've been able to maintain my physique. I've been able to enjoy my meals. I've been able to sleep adequately. I feel fucking amazing. I'm starting off this new year weighing less than I did last year. And this is me recovering from a surgery. Like, I look and feel great, and I don't regret not celebrating any of those holidays. And the thing is, it might not seem like much, but what Dr. Lane Norton was saying is over the course of a year, people will maintain their average weight, but around the holidays they'll gain around 5 pounds. And 5 pounds doesn't seem like much, but if you're maintaining your weight year after year and gaining 5 pounds every year, that adds up so quick. And that 5 pounds is not muscle, it's not water weight, it's predominantly fat. So it's just wild to think about. I mean, yeah. So today's video is going to be kind of short. Since I'm recovering, I wasn't able to go on my weekly Sunday run, but hopefully by next week I'll be able to. I got some new shoes in too, so I'm looking forward to that run, and I'll be posting on my Instagram as well. But I'm going to end off this video going over my weekly reflections, which for those of you who don't know, part of my daily routine is first thing in the morning I strip down butt naked and I weigh myself, and then at the end of the week I'll take the average of those weigh-ins, and that's what I start off each video with. And then I also journal every day. So I'll review all my journal entries for the week on Sunday, and I'll usually have some highlights. And at the end of these videos in the Matador series, I'm just going to go over what I call weekly reflections. So the first one is actually in Spanish. La vida está flaca y amarillo porque muerde no come. That translates to jealousy is thin and yellow because it bites but does not eat. Yeah, I'm going to leave that up to you guys to interpret. The next one is, if we can't tell each other hard truths, then what are we doing? This one is actually in response to a friend that I haven't talked to in over a year. He kind of ghosted me, and maybe it was my fault, but it's complicated. But he reached back out, and I'm meeting him up towards the end of the month, and I don't know, he just reached out and wanted to talk. And one of the things I'm realizing is the people and friendships I have in my life, I want to be more intentional about who I spend my time around and who I surround myself with. And the people I want to surround myself with are the people that are willing to speak up and say the hard truths, even if it's not an easy conversation to have, as opposed to not talking about it and ignoring it. At the end of the day, I can't control what people do. I can control the people that I allow into my life, and I can control the actions I take. So it's up to me whether I want to speak up on the things I'm willing to accept and the things I'm not willing to tolerate. But yeah, and sorry I keep touching the screen. It keeps dimming, and I'm still figuring out how to do all this YouTube stuff. But yeah, the next one is I am the sum total of the obstacles I've overcome. This one comes from David Goggins. Yeah. I mean, personally, I've gone through a lot, and I'll go more in depth about my binge eating disorder and other mental health stuff I've struggled with and overcome and am overcoming in a future video. But yeah, obstacles are a part of life. There's no way you're going to avoid them, and how we face them, how we deal with them, and how we hopefully, and in my case inevitably, overcome them is really a testament to our strength and our character. And the last one is perspective comes with time. I don't know, this kind of ties into the whole patience thing and being able to look back over what you've faced, what you've overcome, what you've struggled with. I mean, a perfect example is looking back at how I spent the holidays and whether I regret it or not, and looking at where I am now, I don't regret it at all. Perspective comes with time. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I will be following up next week. I will be back in the gym, lifting. I'm going to be in another deficit, and hopefully by next Sunday I'll be recovered enough so I can run. But yeah, I will follow up then. See you guys.